How to master your subconscious mind and manifest faster. The world has programmed your subconscious mind, and when you learn how to master it, you can actually use it to manifest anything that you want in your life. In order to master your subconscious mind, obviously we got to know what is the subconscious mind. The word sub means below. So below conscious. There is a tendency to think of the mind in every esoteric kind of way. But when you look at it like this, sub means below. Psychologists say 95% of your life is subconscious. But don't worry. You might be like, wow, this is going to be a lot of information. No. This is all going to tie back into how you can attract love quickly. How you can attract more money quickly. How you can attract new opportunities and bring these things into your life quicker, faster and easier. But before we get there, we have to understand what the subconscious mind is and how it pertains to you creating the things that you want out of your life quicker, faster, easier, and more efficiently. 95% of our life, of your life, and my life is subconscious. Neuroscience tells us that every time that you have a thought or an emotion, you fire nerve cells. There is a term in neuroscience called Hebb's Law that says that brain cells that fire together wire together. Over the course of your life, you formed your neurocircuitry in your brain. Essentially, your brain has been chemically conditioned to operate in a certain way. It's wired into your brain, your reality, your personality, how you generally feel, your relationship with money, love, happiness, what you can and can't attract into your life. It's wired into your brain. When you generally think of the word mind, you think of a more esoteric term. When you look at the science behind it, the body has really become your subconscious mind because over time, your body and your brain has started to memorize a certain reality. We've been programmed by everybody outside of us. We've been programmed for negative financial success. We've programmed to believe we aren't good enough, smart enough, we're unworthy of love. We've learned all of these ideologies. What happens is they wire into your brain. Your subconscious mind and your body starts memorizing the feelings of not having enough money. It's wired into your brain. You're used to for so long, seeing 50% of people get divorced. We're used to so long believing that you can't attract love because of that. It's wired into your brain, so the subconscious mind literally is the way your brain has been wired to operate. The exciting thing about that is you can activate new brain cells. You can activate new nerve cells, form new neural connections in your brain. I like to think of it like you're building a house. If you go into the room and you flip the switch in the master bedroom, the lights are going to come on in the master bedroom. Why? Because the electrician wired the electricity in that room. Let's say they haven't done the twin bedroom yet. So you flip the switch on the twin bed and you say, why haven't the lights come on? Well, it hasn't been wired in that room. So you say, why hasn't the money come yet? Your brain hasn't been wired for it. You're flipping the switch right now and poverty's coming on. You flip the switch and you say, why hasn't my love come yet? Why hasn't my soulmate, my dream job, my dream opportunity come yet? It's because we haven't wired the brain. What happens is we begin to build so much emotions from the past that it's hard to disassociate your mind enough to even imagine a new future. The very first step is, can I imagine a new future for myself? The question to ask yourself is, am I really imagining a real future, or is my creative energy instead constantly focused on the worst that could happen? Am I thinking in accordance to my current physical circumstances? We have to disassociate from our thinking being controlled by our present circumstances. We've thought this way our whole life. It's wired into our brain. We have to be able to take a step back and start to get emotionally involved in new images of driving the car that you want that forever you didn't think you could ever because you don't have the right education and you have this problem so you can attract more money. You have to start getting into the emotional system, like really allowing yourself to detach, and that might mean you have to go drive to the beach or you have to go drive to the woods. You have to get out of your house where your brain is so used to the same patterns. Jim Carrey used to park his car on Mulholland Boulevard in Los Angeles and imagine that he was a successful actor. He had a check for $10 million. He told the story on Oprah, and he had to go park in a certain spot every single time, and that would allow him to start living into this reality that hadn't happened yet. It was a prompt for him. Then every time he was doing that, parked on Mulholland Boulevard, he was activating those brain cells of being a famous actor. He had started wiring his brain to this. Your brain doesn't know the difference between what's real and what's not real. Your subconscious doesn't know the difference between what's real and what's not real. What happens is, it starts to seep in and eventually things start showing up. He starts getting big gigs, and eventually what happened is he wrote that check for $10 million. He ended up landing a $10 million contract for acting services. It just popped up because he had started to engage his brain in a new way. You may not see the outer results yet in the physical world, but what's happened internally is you started to get emotionally involved in new ideas. The subconscious is the emotional mind. It's programmed through emotion and repetition. Your whole life has been programmed a certain way because you've been repeatedly exposed to whatever it is. Using your emotions, using the power that you have as an individualization of God, you can start to rewire your mind and start to live into a new reality, but you have to believe that you're even good enough for it anyways. I'm worthy of everything? For so long, we've been dragged around with these limitations. Oh, I'm just this little body and I'm not capable of this much. We've been dragged by the limitations of the world, and it's time for us to start reclaiming our minds. Our imagination has been polluted by being constantly controlled by our present circumstances of our life. Every day, just start to get emotionally involved in these new ideas. Use your images in your mind to start engaging new nerve cells in your brain. Slowly but surely, you start to form new neural networks. Slowly but surely, it becomes the subconscious. It becomes a new ideology. They call the subconscious mind in many spiritual traditions and religions the mind of God. The reason that they do is because the subconscious controls 95% of your life. If you can get your conscious desire, more money, love, happiness, if you could get that in the subconscious to replace all the negative patterning that's been instilled in you over the years, if you could get conscious desire into the subconscious, then what happens is it starts to take over and things manifest for you because subconsciously, it's controlling 95% of your life. If you like more videos like this, please comment down below. And if you like this video, please press the like button, and don't forget to subscribe and click the bell button for more update. Thank you. Have a good day and more blessing everyone. Much love.